Well, one of the great things about me getting a chance to sit and listen to all these good players and talk to all these good players on the show is that we hear a lot of good stories, a lot of good piano, real world, out on the gig type of stories. And I've never heard one better than this that we just couldn't resist telling on the show. So with me, my guest today is David Tolley. How you doing?
Great, Scott. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. And this is such a funny and classic and kind of charming all at the same time story about an experience you had years ago that was really kind of a launching pad out in L.A., right?
Right.
Start in. We got to hear it.
Well, I had just moved out to Los Angeles from Ohio.
Okay.
And it was right before Christmas, and my younger brother came out, and I said, well, is there anything else you want to do before you go back to Ohio? And he said, well, I'd like to go see The Tonight Show. And I said, well, I don't know how to do that. And he says, well, let me figure it out. And he calls The Tonight Show. Okay. He gets tickets. We go to the beach all day long. I had a Nike T-shirt on, jeans, and flip-flops, so I had bare feet on. And so we show up in the audience, waiting in line.
And you just wanted to do this for entertainment reasons?
Oh, right. I just wanted to make my brother happy.
Just go
show him L.A.
Sure, right, okay.
And so we saw Beverly Hills and a bunch of things and the beaches. And so we're sitting about halfway back in the audience at the Tonight Show, and it's Johnny's last show before he goes on Christmas vacation.
Okay.
And he comes out, and halfway through the monologue, he goes, we're going to have a great show tonight. You're expecting to see this pianist, Horacio Gutierrez, who won the Van Cliburn Award. Well, we have a dilemma tonight. Horacio shut his hands in the car door right before the show started.
Really? And it wasn't a joke?
No, it wasn't, and I didn't do it. And
hold up.
So he said he didn't hurt his career, but he doesn't feel like playing. And here we have this beautiful 9-foot piano out here with these Roman pillars and everything. I told the producer, Freddie, said, look, we've never
Freddie DeCordova, right?
Freddie DeCordova.
I remember that old name, right.
And he said, look, we've never done this in the history of the show, and it's Christmas. Let's just take a chance. And so Johnny goes, is there anyone in the audience, and I'm not putting you on here, is there anyone in the audience that plays the piano? So my brother raised my hand. I didn't raise my hand. And before you knew it, Johnny pulled me down out of the audience.
And no one else in the audience did, obviously. They're all thinking, oh, are you crazy?
It was happening too fast. We couldn't believe it. Yeah. And my brother, got the guts to put my hand up.
Right.
And so I went down there, and, I didn't know I was playing for 25 million people. I thought I was playing for, a couple hundred people, and this is another party.
And they were just taping the show, right?
They were, it's live taped. They usually don't stop it or cut it. And so Johnny said, look, we've never done this in the history of the show. Let's try. And
that's great.
So I was winking at the audience. I was having fun.
Because you didn't think it was ever going to really get on, huh?
No, I don't even remember the show. It's more like a dream to me. And so I get up there, and I pretended I had tux on. I actually had holes in my jeans. And I'd play a run, and I'd come down and point at my hand. And so the audience ate it up,
You're doing all your comedy stuff, right? In your flops.
In my flops.
And this ends up airing that night?
It airs that night, and they had so many letters and phone calls, and even the CEO at the time, Grant Tinker of NBC, said, Johnny, that was excellent, planning that boy on that show and dressing him up like that. And Johnny goes, no, I didn't. That really happened like that.
Unbelievable. So, I'm sure the thing's done and you're immediately calling home, right?
Yeah,
Mom,
I
Dad.
was actually. It was my first Christmas away from home.
Mom, Dad, watch Johnny Carson tonight. This is going to be deep. That's right.
And
so what was the tune?
Well, I only had a minute to think. He sat me down on the couch and he goes, now look, I mean it. I want you to, you're not going to play chopsticks. I said, no, what do you want me to play? And he said, well, just think of something.
And so, did he ask you, hey, are you a working, gigging player? You said, well, yeah, I'm a piano player.
I'm a piano player. I moved out here to be a composer. And he said, well, great. And so I thought, well, at the time, the theme from Cats, Memories, was very popular. So I got up there in my flip-flops and played the theme from Cats.
That is a heck of a story, no doubt. And that was a good start to your L.A. experience, huh?
It was. In fact, later that week, the White House called me, and I got to play at the White House. They had me.
Seriously?
Yeah, the president. Because of that show.
Unbelievable.
And then he had me back a month later as the first guest.
That's really fantastic. Great story. Well, let's reenact it. Let's bring back all those panic moments in your life, and let's reenact it and hear memories, I guess, right?
Okay.
I can see why they were applauding. It's a good thing. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. It's a great story.
Thank you.